Hey team, Mitch here from Joe's Basecamp in Brookvale. Welcome to another Basecamp Homies workout. I know you guys are working hard from home with all your online classes. We're going to give you a break, we're going to get moving, and we're going to sweat it out today. So we're going to learn a new exercise, we're going to implement that, and of course we have our challenge at the end. We're not going to muck around today. Let's get straight into it. Let's rip in. I know you're excited. If you've got your brother, sister, get them involved, your dog running around, your parents, bring them all along, and we'll get into it. So we're starting with our warm-up. I'm going to get our timer going, and a reminder that I'm just going to explain everything as we go. So all you need to do is listen tight and get ready to go. Find some space. We're going 20 seconds per movement, 2 rounds through of the whole thing. I've got our clock going for us. Movement number 1 is our high knees. So just on the spot, making sure you're really ready to go. You've got plenty of water, and with these high knees, we're getting the arms up high. We're getting the knees up high as well. Just feeling the heart rate start to rise a little. And we're gonna go into butt kicks. So with our heel flicks, just very lightly bringing the feet up high. We wanna be really light on our feet. If you're making lots of noise, if you're stomping down, we wanna just try and go light, nice and quiet, really nimble as we get going for today. Movement number 3, into your A-skips. So opposite arm to knee, and same again, we're really light on the feet as we work side to side. Make sure you maintain plenty of distance around you, and we're excited to work through a different movement for today. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed your movements over the last few days, and you've learnt some new things. Next one are our bounds. This is actually what we're going to learn a bit later on, but for now, small jump, a few steps back. So don't focus on going too far. I just want some really light, small jumps forward, using the arms to help out. And we'll go one more, and then we'll be in for our lunge. We rotate over the front knee. We come to the middle, we change sides. When we lunge, our chest is up proud. So if you've got a logo on your shirt, I should be able to read it. We're not down here. Really proud. Big smile as you work through, alternating side to side. And then we're out into our inchworm. So we walk onto the hands, take the hands just a little bit past the shoulders, keep the feet straight as we walk back in. Feet stay on the floor, and we're really controlled as we work forward with the hands. And then last one, foot up next to the hand, open up as high as you can, back to the floor, change sides. If you find this difficult, your back knee can go to the ground. Same thing, coming up, knee on the floor, and coming up. Good, 1 round through, back to the start, high knees. So we should be starting to get a little bit of a sweat on, starting to get a little bit short of breath. But that's good, that's our body starting to warm up, getting ready for our big session ahead. And changing into heel flicks. So remember, with these, really light on the spot. And again, we're up really tall through the chest. Good. After this one, we'll stay here. We're going into A-skips. Ready, and here we go. So back to the other side. The other arm should just go straight up. We don't want to come across the body. We're just going straight up and down. And again, really light. If you're making lots of noise in your living room, try and go a little bit lighter. No one in the house should even know that you're doing this. Good. From there, into our bounds. Little jump, a few steps back. We go arm up, down, jump, and going forward. Before we get through 1 or 2 more. And last one, arms up, use momentum, and take it back. Long lunge, rotate, back to the middle, changing sides. We want to do a nice, long step as we work forward. And remember, the chest stays up really nice and tall. Good. Into our inchworms, So out on the hands. Let's try and go a little bit further this time. Try and test ourselves now that we're a bit more warm, a bit further past the body. If you're feeling really strong, try and get both hands out as far as you can before you come back in. Then we'll walk it out once more. Striders where we open up. Remember, you can keep your knee on the floor, or you can do this on the toes. Try and take your hand as high as you can. Big breath out, back down, and changing sides. Beautiful. We're warm, we're ready to go. Now's the chance to grab some water. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. And then we'll get into it. So, today, we are learning a broad jump. So a broad jump is kind of like what we were just doing in our warm-up just then. We were doing our little jumps forward, but we're gonna focus, or we're gonna learn on how to be as powerful as possible, try to get as far as we can, and we're gonna see how far you can jump compared to me and then compared to your family as well. Have a bit of fun with it. But remember, you're just trying to beat yourself. So if you can try and go a little bit further each time, you're only competing against yourself, but we're just also focusing on learning a new movement. So why are we doing this? The reason we do our broad jumps, it's a really good movement for power. So if you're playing any sort of sport or you're doing any sort of physical event, it's a really good way to get power through your whole body and then to also just learn how to jump properly. Really good for any of our sports like say basketball or netball, where you might actually need to do a physical jump in there as well. So what is our broad jump going to look like? We're going to have to take a few steps back because we are working forward. I'm going to show you what one full one will look like, and then I'll explain how we'll do it. So we go arms up, long jump, and jump forward. So, firstly, make sure you've got plenty of room in front of you. We use the arms as the momentum to help us drive as far as we can. If we don't use the arms, we look funny, we don't go very far, and we're not getting the most out of it. Same as if you're doing a big jump in basketball, you're gonna go arms down and you're gonna have your arms up to try and reach up. So there's just one example of how we might apply that in one of our sports. So, arms up to start, we're up as tall as we can. Your knees are straight, your hips are straight. Arms up, we come down, arms by our side, and then we're gonna be powerful as we jump and let the arms go with us as well. So, arms up, along with me, arms down, long jump, land soft. So really important with your landing as well. What we want to avoid is this. We don't want to be forceful. We're not trying to throw a tantrum. We're not trying to annoy whoever's downstairs. We want to be really light and really quiet. So again, if your parents are home or you got brothers and sisters at home, they shouldn't even know that you're doing anything at all. So you should be really quiet, soft landing, and then coming up. The way we achieve that soft landing is just by being really gentle through the knees and really light on the feet. So we don't want to be forceful, pushing down. We want to try and just raise our feet up a bit so we resist that movement as we go on the way down. So before we get into our actual circuit, we're going to try and go as far as we can. So just mark out a point on the floor. We're just going to do 3 jumps. You're going to try and go a little bit further each time. Mark out a point on the floor, and then use that as your starting point. Grab a sock, grab a hat, whatever you can, put it down. Ready? Arms up, down, long jump. And then what I'll do is I'll get another bottle or something, pop it down. That's how far I went. I'll actually grab mine, pop it down here. So that's how far I went on the first one. See if we can get a little bit further. Arms up, down, and worse. Not quite as far, but that's all right. We've got a third one to go. This is going to be our absolute maximum. So starting at that same point, ready, arms up, down, and jump, and we got a bit further. So almost off the screen there. So that's a really good way to apply that movement, to learn to build some power, and we're now going to apply that in our circuit. So today's circuit we're going to work through, nice and simple. I'm going to set up a timer for 45 seconds. 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds to recover. We move on to our next movement in that 15 seconds, so we get ready for whatever the next exercise is. There's only 3 exercises today. Number 1 is a broad jump. It's that same movement we just learned. Number 2, ab exercise. Bicycle crunches. Again, I'll show you through these as we go. And number 3 is a burpee, which if you watched my last video, we did a burpee challenge at the end. So we're going to apply that today as well. and try to use that at a bit of a slower pace, but really good conditioning, really good fitness for the whole body. 3 rounds through of the whole thing, so 9 minutes of hard work, then we get a good break. Now's the time to grab your sweat towel, grab your water, make sure you've got plenty of space. I'm gonna set the clock up for us, just so we are ready to go. So we're going 45 for set 1, and we're allowing 15 seconds between each of our sets. So in that 15 seconds, really good chance to maybe grab some water and then get ready for the next movement. Ready to go, we're gonna start in 10. So first one is our broad jumps. For this one, we're not gonna go for that maximal distance every time. Wherever you got to before, try and get about 1 foot length away from that. So length of your foot, just a little bit further than that. Reason for that is that we're not doing 1 or 2 reps, we're doing about 10 in that full set. So we can't maintain the same power for that whole set, but we can go just a little bit shorter. Again, really soft landing. This is the most powerful movement we'll do today. Take your time with it. The next 2, we're gonna go a little bit faster. If anyone can hear you land in your house, you gotta try and keep it down. Let's go 1 more for this set, and we'll rest there. Number 2, if you have a nice comfy mat, you can pop it down. We're gonna go into our bicycle crunches. So, you're gonna be lying flat, feet off the floor, arms off the floor, we crunch side to side. Ready? Here we go. So feet up, arms up. We go across the body, we breathe out as we try and get the elbow towards the knee. A few things that I want to make sure we avoid. We're not pulling on the head, we've got our arms by the side. Reason for that is we don't want any excessive tension on the neck. And I also want to make sure we're really controlled as well. So you're not trying to go as fast as you can on this bike. You're on a nice, slow, powerful bike. Back's nice and flat. And you can feel those tummy muscles turn on as we work across. Beautiful. Exercise 2 done. Our last one is our burpee. I'll show you one now if you haven't done it before. We go hands down, feet out. We lie all the way down, up, clap. If you don't clap, it doesn't count. Ready? Let's go. Arms down, jump it out, lie down, up, and clap. And again, nice and controlled, but this is one of our faster movements. So this is your chance. If you're feeling strong and fit, I want to see how many you can get out. I'm sure you can do a lot more than I can, so let's see it. And down, feet in, up. If you find this hard, we can step out, step in, and then come up. We can also jump in and out without the push-up, or if you're feeling really strong, do a full push-up before you come back up. Good. Round 1 done. Quick drink of water if you like. We're doing 2 more sets. So, exercise number 1, broad jumps. 2, 1, and we're on. Arms up, arms down, land. Again, up, down, go. So remember, try to leave that point marked out where you got to before, if you can remember roughly. And we're going just a little bit away from that. Big breath out as we go up, because that's when we're being explosive. We're getting that force out, we're getting everything out of the body. And again. Good, let's go 1 more this set. Powerful, and forward. Beautiful. Number 2, bicycles. Find your spot on the ground. Let's get ready to go. With the bicycles as well, our tummy muscles are on. It can make it hard to breathe. Try to focus on just consistent, controlled breathing. Ready? Feet up, and go side to side.
So another thing to think about, which I mentioned briefly last set, is that our lower back should be flat to the floor. So what that means is we don't want to see a big curve. So if you can't feel your lower back touching the floor, try and just bring your knees in, flatten your back, and then try again. That means that our tummy muscles are on, and we're not using the muscles in our back, we're using the muscles in our abs. If you can, really try and sit up into each one as you work across. Beautiful. Just over halfway through our circuit as a whole, back to our burpees. So remember, you've got plenty of options. Step in, step out, always with a jump. You can add a push-up, or you can just do a straight arm burpee as well. Here we go. Out, push-up, and up. I'm gonna work through all 3 progressions in this set. And that shows you how we can always start at the harder one and then work our way back down. So now I'm just gonna lie down and then up. So I've taken that push up out of it, but I'm still getting the full range of movement. And then the last option, remember we can step in, straight arm and out, or we can jump, but still keep the arms straight. Beautiful. 2 rounds done. Quick sip of water. 1 round to go. We're doing awesome, guys. After this is our challenge. Remember, that's where you got to beat us. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you have already. Whoops, a bit slow to start. Broad jumps and forward. What we're going to do this time, in the last 15 seconds, so I'll let you know when, we're going to go back to our maximal power. What that means, basically you're going to try and jump as far as you can. So I'll let you know when. Still for now, working controlled, and let's go as far as we can. Up, down, forward. Let's go 2 more. Arms up, fall down, use the whole body. You're trying to beat your jump before. Ready, 1 more. And go. Beautiful. Good job. Doing well. We should be getting a good sweat on now. 2 more to go, 2 minutes. Then we'll have a good break before we do our challenge. Hopefully you're ahead of me. You're already down on your back, ready for our bicycles. Here we go. Going side to side, really controlled. And the further you go out with your foot, the harder it is. So that means it puts more tension on our stomach, but make sure if you're going your foot all the way out, you're still getting a nice flat back. 20 seconds. Remember to breathe. Big breath out as we extend the leg. 10 to go. Hands are not behind the head, hands are on the side. 3, 2, and 1. Lie down, let yourself relax, and then when you're ready, get ready for our burpees. So this time, try and do the hardest option that you can work through. So if you're feeling strong, try and do that push-up for the entire set. If you need to, step in and step out. That's completely fine. Remember, it's all about just working at your level. When we do this exercise next, you can try for one of the harder options. 30 seconds, sorry, 25 seconds. That's good news. Doing well, team. Let's keep it on. If you are doing the push-up like I am, make sure it's a really controlled push-up and we're getting a full range. Let's go, 1 more. Strong push-up and done. Beautiful work. Take a few minutes, grab some water, sit down if you need to. I'm going to explain our challenge after I grab some water myself. So, we're doing awesome so far. Let me just turn this off. We're doing awesome so far. Really good work with our circuit descend, and hopefully you really learn a lot doing that broad jump skill. Remember, if you are someone who plays any sort of sport, it's an awesome one for yourself. So, finishing off with our challenge. So I personally last time did the straight arm burpee challenge. If you haven't done that one already, jump back to last week's video and give that a go. I know Matt and Jeremy and Joe have been running through some other challenges for you as well. Today's one is a squat hold challenge. One of the nastier ones, gives us a bit of a leg burn, but we haven't done too much leg work today. We haven't done any squats or lunges outside of our warm-up, so now we're going to finish off with that. So, in this time, we're going to have 2 rules. You're going to try and hold for as long as you can, and remember, your goal is to beat me. So, what our squat hold will look like. We have our feet under our hips. We turn the toes out very slightly. So we want a really good squat position, and we're going to sit down low with the knees pushed out. So we don't want the knees in, feet are flat, knees are out. If you struggle to hold that position anyway, what you can do is try to find maybe a little book, like a little textbook, pop it underneath your heel, and you can actually have your heel on the book there, and it'll help you hold a little bit easier. So our 2 rules. Rule number 1, your bum is in line with your knees. So we call that being parallel. So your legs are parallel to the floor, so they're going in a straight line in line with where the floor is. Rule number 2 is that the elbows are off the knees. So we're not sitting here, we're not relaxing down like this. We want to be controlled, straight in line. Cool? So have a quick practice of that if you like. I'm going to get the timer going. This is your chance to get your parents down, get your brother and sister, see who's the best squat hold in the family. Ready? We're going to go in 10 seconds. If we get to a minute, I'll be happy. So, feet under the hips, turn the toes out, and we hold. So a few other things, as well as those rules, I also want your chest to be tall as well. So remember, if you do have a logo on there, I should be able to read it. Hopefully you can read mine, which means I'm not down like this. So up tall, shoulders back. While you're down here, you can think about what assignments you're going to get finished at Savo, what you're going to have after this to eat. Are you going to go for a swim indoors? Are you going to go for a little run around the block? Think about how much fun you're having, and make sure you're holding those same rules. So we do like to get depth with our squats, but we don't want to be here in this case. That takes the tension off the legs. We want to be nice and level. 45 so far. Let's try and get just over 1 minute. We'll be happy with that. Keep the arms out, chest tall. And there's a minute. If you're feeling good, keep holding, doing really well. This is your time to beat me. I want you to post, hey, you got 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever you can do. I'm gonna go for 1 minute 30, I think. Should be feeling a lot of build up in the legs there. Remember, your feet are flat, your chest is tall. Big breaths, controlled. There's 1 minute 30. Lasted longer than I thought we would. And we're done. If you're still going, keep going. Well done to you. Keep holding. So that's our challenge. I got 1 minute 34, I believe-ish. Your goal is to beat that. If you didn't quite get there today, try again tomorrow. So you can work through those progressions each time and try to focus on building up each week. I want you to post below your times, your comments of you, anyone in the family who joins you. Hashtag Basecamp HOMIES you can use on your Instagram and your Facebook to let us know that you have done the session. Give us a photo, film it for us, get a timer on in the background so we know how long you're going for, and have a bit of fun with it. And remember, you are just trying to work against yourself. So that is our workout for today. I hope you guys all really enjoyed it. Learning our new broad jump skill. You can implement that into your own sessions if you ever do your own training, or if you ever just want to jump around the house, go for it. So I'm Mitch from Joe's Basecamp in Brookvale. Get back to work. Make sure you have plenty of downtime as well. Enjoy yourself, and I will see you for our next session later on in the week. Thanks, guys.